What is up, everybody? It is me, the hostess with the mostest. It is your girl, Easy Breezy, inviting you to join me every Thursday night for the Uplift Show with Breezy, exclusively here on Stellar Award nominated Awesome God Radio. It is my mission here at the Uplift Show simply to enlighten, inform, and inspire the people of God to live our best lives. I'm telling you guys, we got a little bit of everything here on the Uplift Show. We have healthcare professionals, we have authors, we have speakers, we have gospel artists, we have comedians, we have game shows. Yes, game shows. Yes, we do give away cash money up in here. So you're definitely going to want to join us for that. And please, I'm inviting you to come and chit and chat with us as we sit down with some of your favorites, like gospel artists, Dove Award winner, Stellar Award winner, Mr. I Told the Storm himself, Mr. Greg O'Quinn, gospel comedy's sweetheart, Felicia Fifi Moore, and the one and only gospel superstar, Miss Vicky Winans. I'm telling you, we got it all here. So I want you to come laugh, come cry, come chat, come share. I want you all to get lifted right here on the Uplift Show with me, Easy Breezy, and I will see you on Thursday. What is up, everybody? It is me, Easy Breezy, like Sunday morn. I'm back. I'm black and I'm proud. I am so happy to be back. Of course, I've been on hiatus for a few weeks. Of course, everybody needs sometimes to take care of themselves a little bit, take a little time away from the spotlight. And when you are as important, when you are a VIP, such as myself, every now and again, you got to take a step back and, go to the spa and, get a massage and, have caviar and Perrier and French toast. I think I'm just hungry. So now I want some French toast. I don't care about the caviar, but I would like to have a little French toast right now. Anyway, thank you guys for taking yet another Thursday to join me here on the Uplift Show. To all the saints and the ain'ts, God bless your heart and all your parts. And as we say on my planet, always look out for number one and try not to step in number two. I have been really missing you guys, even though I've kind of been just chilling for the last few weeks, kind of laying around on Thursdays. I'm really excited to be able to come back and share with you all as I've taken this time to myself to kind of sit back and decide the direction of the Uplift Show and what Breezy is going to do next and how I'm going to handle this and how I'm going to be here and there and there and here. It has really given me some insight into not just who I am, but where I'm going and where God wants me to go. Things have been difficult a little bit. Yeah, I've been going through. We all been going through. Good Lord. This is a very trying time for everyone, not just Christians, not just Black people, not just men, not just women, not just children. For everyone, it's been a trying time. But I hope that you have taken at least some of this time, this quiet time, and spent it in prayer and meditation with the Lord. I know I have, and I am much the better for it. Even through my struggles, there's something about that quiet time. So there is no need for any further ado. As I said a moment ago, with all of us going through right now, we're in political turmoil. We are in a race war. We are in a global pandemic. We are in the middle of a storm. A few months ago, maybe earlier this year, my pastor, of course, one of our favorite guests here, gave a message, and she said, there's a storm out on the ocean and is moving this old way. And if your soul's not anchored in Jesus, you will surely drift away. And let me tell you, she saw that storm. And even though at the time it was only about the size of a man's hand, that storm out on the ocean came and rained on us. We have gotten soaked to the bone. But if your soul is anchored in Jesus, you have not drifted away. We've lost some people along the way. We've had to say goodbye to some people. We've had to shed tears over our friends and our family who have gotten caught up in the storm. And just because they've gotten caught up, that doesn't necessarily mean that they were not anchored. It just means that we have to trust that is God is still in control. He knows what he's doing, and it hurt us to let them go, but for reasons that are beyond our understanding, we had to let them go. I've lost a lot of people myself. I have had to say my virtual farewells to at least 4 individuals in the last 3 months. And it has been very difficult. Just coming up, of course, on Saturday, our own AGR's own, the Uplift show's own Shanda Boo, who, as we all know, unfortunately lost her mother to this widespread panic. And we have not been able to memorialize her. We've not been able to properly grieve for her, but we will be having a memorial service for her on this coming Saturday. And it's over a month in the making. And so it does it gives a little bit of closure, but there's still a lot of hurt. So definitely I ask that you keep the Jones family in prayer. And like I said, she is one of our own. Shanda hasn't been with me here for a while because she's been dealing. And, that's perfectly fine. Her spot as the co-host of the Uplift show is always here. Her spot's not going anywhere. And if I'm not mistaken, she's actually listening. So let me click over and look at our comments right now, because y'all know I can only look at one thing at a time. So let me see. Okay, there's no comments. That's fine. But I do believe that she is watching. So Shanda, I love you, love you, love you, love you, and love you some more. Now, let us get to tonight's subject, shall we? My subject tonight is when I was black. And you might think that's very odd. One, let's go back a little bit. Any of my friends, family, regular viewers, you all know that I do get silly sometimes, and I'll say, I don't like black people. Black people get on my nerves. I'm glad I'm not black. I'm not from this planet. I say these things certainly in jest. Hopefully nobody takes me seriously, because, regardless of what I want or don't want or try to hide, I'm black, y'all. I'm black. I can't help it. I was born this way. This is the way God wanted me to be. So that's how I is. As Popeye said, I am what I am, and that's all that I am. But in seriousness, I am proud of my blackness. I'm proud of my black heritage. I'm proud of my ancestors. I'm proud of our accomplishments. I'm even proud of our defeats, because in our defeats, we have become stronger as a people. You cannot succeed without failure. And we have had many failures. As one of my favorite poets and writers, Maya Angelou, once wrote, we have had many defeats, but we must not be defeated. We will lose plenty of battles, but if we stay strong, we will win the war. There's a difference. Black people have lost many battles, but we're still in this war, and we are going to press forward, and we're going to be victorious in this war. Does that mean eventually things are going to be hunky-dory and we'll all hold hands and sing and sing Kumbaya on the top of a mountain and give everybody a Coke and a smile? No. No, we can certainly be optimistic, but let's also be
realistic. Okay. Racism in all of its forms, ignorance in all of its forms, unacceptance in all of its forms will never go away entirely. But we can make it better. Why will it never go away entirely? Why am I saying such a terrible, terrible thing? Because it's the truth. People will always be people. And we as people gravitate towards those who are like us. When you see a black person, you'll see some black people. When you see a Chinese person, you'll see some Chinese people. When you see a Muslim person, you'll see some Muslim people because we gravitate towards ourselves. It is our human nature. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being attracted to yourself. The only problem comes in when you are so attracted to yourself, when you have your blinders on and see nothing but yourself. Sometimes we have a tendency to believe that everything outside of our peripheral is unimportant, which is completely and totally false. However, some people, some attitudes, some thoughts, and some feelings will never change. And we can have all kind of laws, we can have all kind of rallies, we can put people in jail, we can film people, all the Karens out there, we can do all of that, but it's not going to change anyone's attitude. Even if it changes some actions, you can't change a person's attitude. So let's get back to my blackness, shall we? This is going to sound probably a little funny, but I want you all to know that I wasn't always black. I'm not being funny. For a long time, years upon years upon years, I was Brianna. But now I'm black. I certainly came after the time of, the main part of civil rights activism. I came long time after that was already over with. I came after we had overcome. We shall overcome, and we had come over when I was born. So I didn't know anything about being different. I didn't know anything about being black. I just knew that I was Brianna. And everybody else, nobody else around me seemed to be bothered by the fact that I was black. It wasn't an issue. It just was what it was. I grew up around, as I got a little bit older into my middle school years, I was around a large racial mix of people. I went to a largely multicultural middle school. There were lots of whites, there were Hispanics, there were Asians, and it just was. Now I pretty much was into myself for quite a while. I didn't have a good social life. I didn't interact very much with my peers anyway. I was in my own little world. But the fact of the matter is, even in my world, I was just Brianna. But more and more and more and more lately, as racial tensions have begun to percolate, I have realized that I'm not just Brianna, I'm black. And not only am I black, but I'm a black woman. Now, see, a long time ago, I realized I was a woman. Again, it might seem a little odd, but I found out that I was a woman. Maybe I would say in my early 20s. I was something like androgynous for a while because I had not been treated like a woman. I didn't know what it was like to be treated like a woman. I was fairly masculine. I wore jeans and boots and oversized sweatshirts and sweaters, and I was kind of one of the guys. I wasn't, I wasn't, hey, Brianna. I was like, what's up, Bree? That's how I was. But as I got older and I began to come into my own, I realized that not only was I a woman, but lately, over the last 7 or 8 years, I've realized that not only am I a woman, but I'm also a lady. But it took time for me to get there. And indeed, now I'm also learning that I am Black. That's a good thing, but it's also a negative thing. We should not have to live in the world. If we go back to talking about Martin Luther King and his dream that his sons and his daughters would be seen and judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, we're not there. Some of us are there, but largely, I think somebody's knocking at my door. Largely, we have not made it there yet. But again, we've lost some battles, but we can win the war. But now I have to take into consideration that I'm a Black person. Black lives matter. Yes, they do. I have been accused many times of not being Black enough. And I've been accused of not supporting my Black brothers and sisters simply because I don't walk around with Angela Bassett afro, Angela Davis afro, although maybe Angela Bassett has an afro. I have no idea. But I haven't had the pick in my hair, and I haven't been walking around saying Black Power, and I haven't been eating bean pies, and I have not been doing those things and never have. So I've been accused of not being a real sister. And I say that's untrue. I am a real sister. But I am a sister that believes we are all sisters and brothers. And I realize, of course, that I am in the minority sometimes. My opinions are not always accepted as universally as I think they should, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm right. And even when I'm not right, I'm still right. But Black Lives Matter is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But to me, all lives matter. Lives matter. I don't put my value above anyone else's simply because I'm Black. Other people do, but I don't. That doesn't mean I don't value my Blackness. It doesn't mean I don't value your Blackness. Because remember what I said here, I am proud to be Black, even when I'm fooling around acting silly, even when they get on my nerves. I'm proud to be Black. There is a rich history that we share as Black people. We have all come from the same tree. We are family. And I am proud, by and large, of my family. But just recently, I've discovered that my family is Black. And there are some people out there who are never going to see me as anything else than Black. Didn't used to be that way. I was Brianna. Now I'm Black. Something wrong with that? No. I still would rather be judged on being Brianna rather than being Black Brianna. But I can't change the world. What I can change is me. I can change my attitude. I can change my opinions. I can change my thoughts. I can change my actions. I might not be able to change yours, but I can change mine. And as Michael Jackson used to say, we got to start with the man in the mirror. So I looked at myself and I said, you know what, Brianna? You're Black. And I was reminded very firmly just a couple of days ago of my Blackness as I went into a beauty supply store just looking for some nails, because of course y'all know we can't go to the shop and get our nails did all that easy anymore. So I was going to do them myself. The whole time that I was in that store, there was an Asian clerk behind the counter sitting at the register who stared at me the entire time I was in there. She was maybe 20 feet from me because the section that I was looking at was just a few feet in front of the register. She stood in one spot the whole time and stared at me just like this. And I felt her looking at me before I saw her. And I kind of, hello, yeah, went back to my business. A couple of minutes later, okay, I went back to my business. Still a couple of minutes later, I'm at this point, I'm like, will you please stop staring at me? But what I realized here is that this is nothing new. This has happened to me 100 times, but I've never really paid any attention to it because I didn't realize I was Black. If any of you are fans of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, as most of us were, I remember an episode where Alfonso Ribeiro's character, Carlton, was, I believe he was pulled over, basically, as we say, for driving while Black. And he was so out of touch that he did not realize that that was the reason he was pulled over. He accepted that he was just pulled over because he was driving too slow. Nobody gets pulled over for that. Unless you are extremely slow and you weaving or something, you're not going to get pulled over because you're doing 25 in a 30. But he was so, I hesitate to use the word ignorant, but it is a form of ignorance. He was so ignorant to his situation, to his Blackness, that he did not understand the consequences of his Blackness. And I have largely had the same thing. I haven't had to deal with being Black because I just was Brianna. But when I became Black, my attitude changed. When I became Black, my thinking changed. When I became Black, I realized the beauty that I have as a Black person. Hey, Lippy, good to see you, sweetie. Love you so much. Our very own DJ Lippy, agent 91, 94, 96, one of them agents. He bad. That's all I can say. He bad. So y'all make sure that you check him out here on Awesome God Radio. And he's Black. Yes, he's a Black. He is a Black man. Isn't that something? He's a married Black man. He's got a wife and he's got children and he takes care of them. Isn't that amazing? No. Some people think it's amazing because as far as they're concerned, all Black men are a bunch of deadbeat dads hanging around on the corner with their pants hanging off the behinds, cussing and smoking weed. That is not true. But unfortunately, that's how our young Black men are portrayed in the media. That's what's in our face, but it is so not true. Because I got to tell you, we have doctors and we have lawyers, we have garbage men, we have retail specialists, we had a president of the United States. And even though he's obviously much older than me, he's been through the civil rights. Barack and Michelle, they'd already been through all that. But I guarantee you they discovered a different level of their Blackness once they walked into that White House. Notice it's the White House. All this time they've been in the Black House. Now they're in the White House and they had to rediscover that they were Black. Now, I did not bring about this subject to preach about Blackness. I did not come on to be militant and to, say down with the white man. And that is ridiculous. I don't like that. Unfortunately, we have people who are hating on each other for things that happened centuries ago, happened generations ago. Some, people will say to me, how can you talk to that white person? How can you be friends with her after what she did to you? What did she do to me? Well, her great grandmother, owned your people. And okay, she's not her great grandmother. I have no control over what her great grandmother did. I have no control over what my great grandmother did. Why should I punish people in 2020 for stuff that happened back in 1920? That had nothing to do with us. Our anger is misplaced. Our shame is misplaced. There's so many things that need to happen. I actually I liken this to, and I'm probably going to get some comments about this. There's going to be some people who are not happy, but I liken a lot of what we're going through right now to the to the homosexual movement. What is it? The homosexual acceptance or gay rights or whatever. And I'll tell you why. Several years ago, there was uh, a, the big uproar with Chick-fil-A that Chick-fil-A did not support gay marriage. The owner, the founder, S. Truett Cathy, he believed in the biblical uh, marriage of a man and a woman, and he did not support gay marriage. And when that was found out, it was a huge uproar. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to Chick-fil-A anymore. I can never have a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich ever again because this one old white man does not believe in gay marriage. And we're going to protest and we're going to march and we're going to strike. And nobody's allowed to go to Chick-fil-A until what? This is not my saying that I agree or disagree. That is completely besides the point. This is about acceptance, and this is about fighting the real fight. You turning down a chicken sandwich is not going to change anything in this world. I always say fight the battles that are worth fighting. Fight the battles that will affect the war. So you had you stopped going to get chicken, and let's say everybody else in your vicinity, everybody in your community has stopped going to Chick-fil-A. What happens? That Chick-fil-A probably is going to close. Other Chick-fil-A's are going to close. Some more Chick-fil-A's are going to close. So now you've got a bunch of people who are out of out of work because somebody that none of you know doesn't like gay marriage. If you do it, well enough, or you do it long enough, you might even shut the whole company down. So now you've got thousands of people who are out of work because one person does not agree with gay marriage. What happens after you shut the company down? Is he going to all of a sudden believe in gay marriage just because you shut his company down? No, now he's probably going to be more upset. So what have you accomplished by fighting that fight? Fight the fights, fight the battles that matter. Fight the real enemy and fight the battles that win the war. We're worried about white people killing us. When are we going to worry about black people killing us? We're saying Black Lives Matter, but unfortunately, the Black lives that should matter, they don't know that their lives matter to themselves. They just know that people are angry, so they're going to go out and get angry too. And they're going to go out and fight and loot and act all kind of crazy ways because they're angry, but they don't really know what they're angry about. But now we're Black. Now I'm Black. So I have to teach my young Black brothers and sisters how to be Black. You have to teach those around you, your young brothers and sisters, how to be Black, not how to be angry, not how to be militant. Hey, Jamal, how's my Pooh Bear? I've been trying to reach you for the last 2 days. I shouldn't even talk to you, but I love you anyway. Um, we should not be teaching anger. We shouldn't be teaching ignorance, but we should be teaching how to be Black. See, we talk so much about Martin Luther King. He taught us how to be Black. Even though we might not agree with all of his methods, Malcolm X taught us how to be black. Rosa Parks taught us how to be black. W.E.B. Du Bois taught us how to be black. Frederick Douglass taught us how to be black. Maya Angelou taught us how to be black. James Baldwin taught us how to be black. Muhammad Ali taught us how to be black. How did they teach us how to be black? Because they didn't let their blackness stop them from making a difference and doing it the right way. They taught us how to be black. Now it's time for us to pick up the mantle and go be black too. So that when people look at us, they don't just see somebody who's black, they see somebody who matters. I just got myself all excited right there. And speaking actually of W.E.B. Du Bois, I've heard it both ways. I believe it's Du Bois, but some people say Du Bois. So I'm going to say Du Bois because that's how I've always heard it in school. Although, as we all know, something that you hear in school doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I'm going to pull this up. So here we go. I found this out. I read about this just this afternoon, actually, that W.E.B. Du Bois talks about the first time he realized his skin color made him different. And it's a book that he wrote, and it's called The Souls of Black Folk. Now, I just found out about this writing today, and I'm definitely going to order it and take a look at it. But again, it's called The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois. And I would encourage you definitely to also check it out. And hopefully once I get my copy, maybe we can even, have a little tete-a-tete about that one day in the future. I'm definitely looking forward to it. As everyone knows about me, I'm always crazy about great literature. I'm looking at the clock. Y'all don't forget, y'all, that I don't have no contact. So, I'm not really seeing. So I got to get real close to look at the screen and see what time it is. So please pardon, if you're looking at my nose or looking at my gray hairs or something. Okay, it's 8:32. We got plenty of time. Excellent. Now, I have many times in the past, I have written and directed different Black history programs or Black awareness um, uh, skits and everything. I've been doing it for years, and one that I did was that I felt was one of the most successful was I had 4 Black women. Myself was one of them, and we each represented a different generation. I was dressed up like a slave. I was playing, the Harriet Tubman type character. Then I had someone next to me who was standing back with their kind of like their back to me this way, and she was portraying an African queen. Then around the back, there was a person who was a woman who was portraying a Shirley Chisholm or Mary McLeod Bethune type character. Then on this side, there's another young woman who's portraying kind of the Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, business tycoon, Fortune 500 type woman. And we stood back to back to back. And we each had a small piece of a poem or speech to recite. And as one person finished, we would all turn as a unit, and the next generation would give their part. Then we would turn again as a unit, and that next generation would give their part. And one of the poems that I loved so much, I've always loved it, and I've used it several times when I've done different events. I would like to recite for you right now. I love it. I absolutely adore it. And it is called I'm Not Giving My Black Back. And it is by a young lady named Jewel Diamond Taylor. So if you have the desire to look it up, again, her name is Jewel Diamond Taylor. And it is called I'm Not Giving My Black Back. And she says that this poem that she has written is dedicated to all the beautiful Black women out there. We're all beautiful Black women. I don't care. You could be light, bright, and darn near white, or you can be so black that you're blue. We are all beautiful in our way. And we've all been made with a beautiful amount of melanin in our skin. I have a t shirt that I love to wear that has a beautiful black woman on it, and it says, I am a melanin queen. I love it. I was born with a wonderful tan, don't you think? Okay. So I know the poem, but I'm also going to be looking at it too just to make sure I don't get anything wrong, but I know it very well. So again, Jewel Diamond Taylor, I'm not giving my black back. I'm not giving my black back. I'm not giving up eating my greens or my grits or saying girl and putting my hands on my hips. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And I'm not giving up. Excuse me. I'm not giving up Rosa Parks, Fannie Lou Hamner, Mary McLeod Bethune, Soldier of Truth, Madam C.J. Walker, Toni Morrison, or Dr. Maya Angelou, because I'm a phenomenal woman, and I'm not giving my black back. Somebody say amen right there. I'm not giving up my crown, waves, braids, kinks, locks, garb, Muslim garb, or scarves. I'm not giving up sitting in mom's kitchen eating peach cobbler and sweet potato pie, hearing her ask me, how you doing, baby? I'm not giving up going to the U by We Fry on Fridays, barbecue on Saturdays, playing bidwist and slamming those dominoes. I'm not giving up Harriet Tubman's train, Soul Train, Coal Train, or the midnight train to Georgia. Oh no, I'm happy being nappy with my wide hips and my wide thighs and the rich melanin in my skin. I'm not giving my black back. I am not giving up my black. Now you can meet me at the function at the junction, but I still won't give up BB King, the Whispers, Fancy Miss Nancy, Lena Horne, the Philadelphia Sound, or Motown. Because you see, it's the way we do the things we do. Like building the pyramids that still stand, made by our forefathers' hands, diamonds, oil, silver, and gold buried in our rich dark lands. Oh no, I'm not giving my black back. And I won't forget or deny my ancestors who are laying in the bottom of the sea, on a watery grave, on the middle passage to slave trade. No, I'm not giving my black back. Like Marvin, I'm sorry. Hold up. I done lost my place, y'all, because I got so excited. I lost my place. I'm sorry. I love putting lotion on my ashy legs. Oh, I'm happy being nappy and being in the skin I'm in. I'm happy with my nappy, and I'm not giving my black back. I won't give back Miles, even though he didn't smile. I won't give back Marvin Gaye, Richard Pryor, Phyllis Hyman, Billie Holiday, or Billy Eckstein, Jackie Robinson, or Jackie Wilson. I won't give up the electric slide, Alvin Ailey, Bo Jangles, or Debbie Allen. You think I give up reading my Jet, Ebony, Essence, Emerge, Black Enterprise, and Upscale magazines? Please. For we are a colorful people. Like Curtis Mayfield saying, we are people that are darker than blue. We are honey, cinnamon, mahogany, and chocolate. We are red fox, James Brown, Barry White, the mothers of the church dressed in white. We are the color purple. We are Lady Sings the Blues, and we are Al Green with love and happiness. Oh no, I'm not giving my black back. I'm not giving up Maxine, Martin, Mahalia, Malcolm, Medgar, Marvin, or the Million Man March. No, I'm not giving my black back. Can I get an amen from the choir? Hallelujah. Don't give your black back. Now, my friends, now, my family, we are black. Let's go forward in our blackness so that they'll stop seeing our blackness and start seeing our greatness. We're black, y'all. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Oh, by the way, that last little part, that was me talking. That the poem is over. That was me talking. I remember when I was in elementary school, in the second grade, my favorite teacher, Mrs. Jenkins. Every year, Mrs. Jenkins had a poetry program for the students to recite poetry, for the school board, the school, and the class, the children, the parents, and whoever else wanted to come. And the star of the show, she did this every year. The star of the show was always a poem by my favorite, Langston Hughes, called Merry Go Round. And I wanted to do that poem because everybody knew only the best reader, only the best performer, only the person with the biggest, loudest voice got to do that poem because that was the showstopper. I loved the poem, although I didn't understand it. I wanted to do that poem. So I marched myself right up to Mrs. Jenkins' desk one day, and this was like months before the poetry program was even announced, but I knew it was coming. So I asked her if I could do that poem, and she said, "Of course you can." She said she'd already, kind of had her eye on me for that poem anyway. I was so excited I could have floated away. To this day, I remember every line of that poem, but I did not understand the poem until long after I became an adult, when I realized I was Black. The poem is very, very simple. It's called Merry-Go-Round, again by Langston Hughes. And it says, "Where's the Jim Crow section on this merry-go-round, mister? Because I want to ride. Down south where I come from, white and color can't sit side by side. Down south on the train, there's a Jim Crow car, and on the bus we're put in the back. But there ain't no back to a merry-go-round. Where's the horse for a kid that's Black?" On the surface, it just seems like a little boy who wants to ride a merry-go-round, but he's not sure where he fits in. That is the crux of this writing. That is what took me years to understand. That it was not so much his color as his not belonging, his not knowing where he fit in to this new world. See, he's from back down south where he was Black. Down south, he was Black. But up north, he was just a little boy. He left his Blackness behind. While I, on the opposite, wasn't Black until just recently. It's a powerful poem. It's a powerful piece. And I would definitely encourage you, of course, if you don't know Langston Hughes, to get acquainted with Langston Hughes. He was truly, truly a powerful writer in both poetry and prose. I really enjoy his books, his novels, his plays. He's awesome. So obviously, y'all, I can't hear y'all, but you are certainly welcome to comment here in the comment section. But I want you to think about what it means to you to be Black. That's where I've had to be the last few days, especially since I got stared at just trying to buy some nails. I've had to put into my mindset, what does it mean for me to be Black? We used to be colored. We were niggers. We were Negroes. We were spooks. We were all kind of things. But we're Black. But what does that mean? We often associate the word Black with dirty. Something that's darkness, or the bad guy, because the good guy wears white and the bad guy wears Black. And that's how we associate our Blackness, even though obviously we are not Black, we're brown, but that's not the point. The point is that we have been put into the Black box. And we often say everything is not black and white, but unfortunately everything is black and white. But if we can bring that black and white together and recognize the very large area of gray, we can be unstoppable once we start coming together. Black is beautiful. White is beautiful. And even though we don't always realize it, gray is beautiful too. Why? Because it is a mixture. It is a combination. It is one not overtaking the other, but it is one that is enhancing the other to be something different. So I might just have to start saying now on, I want to see people gray. Can gray be beautiful? I think so. So all that being said, I want to thank you again. I'm closing up. It's amazing that I usually talk so much that I go overtime. But I have been able to rein myself in. I guess as I've taken these few weeks off, I'm learning how to rein it in some. So I'm actually kind of proud of me that I'm actually finishing on time this evening. But I certainly, of course, will not let you go without some things that we normally do around here. I definitely have one good dumb tweet for the night. I could have gotten plenty more. Believe me, there's always plenty of tales from dumb Twitterverse. But because of our subject matter, I did not want to get us too far off track. Um, I've got some I've got some announcements to make that there's some big things happening for the Uplift show. There's some big things happening for Breezy. There's some big things happening for Brianna. There's some big things happening for Elohim Multimedia. You like Elohim Multimedia? What's that? That's my company. I started Elohim Multimedia about 13 or 14 years ago to publish my own books because I did not want to go through the rigmarole of having someone else publish me again. I'd done it before and I'd had enough. I'd done it twice. I said, no, I can do this myself. So the Lord actually gave me a vision and he gave me a name. I was actually at I was at a New Year's Eve service at a friend's church one January, December 31st. And the Lord told me Elohim Multimedia, and it just grew from there. And there are some big things that are happening, and I will ask you right now, I am on my knees, my bad knees. I am begging you to go right now. Well, not right now. Wait till I finish talking. To go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Uplift channel. In the fall season, y'all are going to be so excited. I'm excited. You are going to be excited to see what I have in store for you on the brand new Uplift channel. We're going live with our fall season on Tuesday, September the 1st with a brand new show. I'm not going to talk about it just quite yet, but I have been developing several new shows, new fresh material. I have been commissioning new faces, and it's good. It's just going to be exciting. I am excited. But the first week in September, that's when we're really going to move forward with this thing. So not only will you be able to view the Uplift show on the Uplift channel, but we're going to be bringing you hours and hours of original content. We're bringing you political activist shows. We're going to be bringing you cooking segments. We're going to be bringing you reviews. We're going to be bringing you all kind of things. Next thing you know, I'm going to be like the next Oprah, y'all. You know, Oprah not going to have nothing on me. Yeah, I kind of like that. No, actually, I don't. Oprah got too much money for me. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. It'd probably sit around or I'd just give it away to everybody. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I am very excited about this. So I'm definitely asking you to go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Uplift channel. There are a few things there now. There's some other episodes of the Uplift show. There's a couple of interviews here and there. There's one with Greg O'Quinn that's there. And I've got another one with somebody who I can't think of right now. I got a headache, y'all. You got to forgive me because this light is shining directly into my retinas. I, of course, have my little makeshift studio here in my bedroom, and I'm trying to perfect the lighting and everything. And there's a light right in front of me. Then there's a light on the side. There's a light above, and the light on the side is like right here. And y'all know my eyeballs don't half work, most of the time anyway. So it's kind of giving me a headache, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. So let's go on over to our dumb Twitterverse just for a moment, shall we? There's always something dumb in dumb Twitterverse. Our first dumb tweet of the night. I'm not going to give this user's name. Some people fuss at me when I give users names, but sometimes I think it is necessary for the world to know how dumb this person is so that they won't be surprised when they meet them and they say something dumb. This woman young lady put a picture on her Twitter of her social security card. And she said, I finally found my social security card. This is great. Now, she didn't block anything out. She put the entire social security card there on Twitter for God and the world to see. And then she said, people called her out on it, saying, somebody's going to steal your identity. She said, how can anybody steal my identity when they don't even look like me? That's ridiculous. Honey, we're talking about a social security card, a social security number, not an ID. Your social security number does not dictate the way you look. Think about that. As I'm sure she's probably now running all over the place trying to get her identity back because she's an idiot. And number two, this one just had me giggling so much. Comes from user Marlboro Girl 2000. I don't care. Marlboro Girl 2000. She says, I think I smell something burning. Do you smell it? What should I do? You're on Twitter. You're asking the people on Twitter if they can smell what you're smelling. And what should you do about it? Here is what you should do about it. You need to stay right where you are with the smoke, with the fire. I don't care how close the fire gets to you. I don't care when you start hearing the sirens or anything. Stay right there. Stay right there and wait for somebody from Twitter to say, yeah, you know what? I do smell that. You should probably get up and leave. Stay there at your computer or on your phone or whatever you're doing. Stay there and wait for somebody from Twitter to answer you. That's what you should do. Dummies. I actually do kind of, obviously I hope that she didn't burn up, but I wouldn't be surprised if she did. Just dumb. Always good tales from Dumb Twitterverse. I want to thank you again for spending a little time with me this Thursday. You certainly didn't have to, but you chose to. And I recognize that and I appreciate you for it. I've been, in my time away, I've been working on some new topics, some new shows, some new guests. So I got a lot of good new stuff coming up. The cat is just doing something weird. She kind of caught my attention. She's been laying on the bed and all of a sudden she jumped up like she sees something, but there's nobody in here but me, as far as I know. She does that sometimes. It's creepy. Next week, I'll be looking forward to seeing all of your wonderful comments. Please make sure to keep up with me here on Facebook at Easy Breezy Brianna, or you can email me at breezylikesundayMorn@yahoo.com. Please send me your questions, your comments. If you would like to be a guest on the show, if there's something a subject that you would like to see discussed, a word that you want to give, contact me. Please do not hesitate to do it. Again, breezylikesundayMorn@yahoo.com, or you can reach me here on Facebook at Easy Breezy Brianna or at the UpLIFT Show. And as always, of course, I will always leave you with an uplifting thought of the day, or of the week, I should say. It is very apropos in these times and for this subject, and it comes from the one and only Bob Marley. That's what the cat is having a fit over. It is now pouring down raining, and she doesn't like rain. And she just jumped up under the bed. She's scared of the thunder. I'm trying to make this bigger so that I can see it. Excuse me. Okay. Coming from the Dread Man himself, Bob Marley. Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior finally and permanently is discredited and abandoned, everywhere is war. That is one of the most profound statements that I've heard in a long time. And I want to say it again because I want you to hear this. Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere is war. Did we not talk about war? Did we not talk about the battles that we are fighting? And I said that things will never really change until we stop separating the black and the white. It's not ever going to happen fully, but we can start with that man in the mirror. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I ask you, as always, I encourage you to get love, to get peace, to get understanding, to get wisdom, and above all, to get lifted. I will see you all next week.